Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reid here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Right, welcome back everyone. I'm going to be continuing on with this playthrough, but at my own pace. I won't be rushing through this game. I like to just explore at my own speed. Alright, so one thing, like I said before, I'm not going to be just talking endlessly through this. I'm just going to play the game. I'm going to mute my microphone and just have a look around the hospital before going to... I've got to go into the hospital and analyse William Bishop's blood. That's the blood sample I took in the previous episode, the first part of this playthrough. These will not be short videos. There'll be a minimum of at least an hour, maybe even 2 hours long. So I want to get through this. Okay, so I'm going to go to the office. I don't want to go into my own office yet. So obviously I can't because they're stood there. So I'm going to look around, talk to everyone. I'm not going to start any actual real quests. I might do some odd, sort of odd jobs if there's any around. But first things first, I'm just going to take a look around and see what the see what is to offer. Alright, so here we go.
Come on, you bastard! You can do better than that! Nah, it's my turn!
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the secret of life. Drink at this river, dry it all.
Bastard, give me a good poke. Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
Alright, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reid.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Okay, so these parts I'm going to talk through. So we've got mesmerised, press R for details, that's for me. Clay Cox, press for tab for details. 5,000 experience, blood quality. If I 500 experience, sorry. On blood quality, the blood quality indicates how much experience you will obtain from a particular citizen. The higher the blood quality, the more experience you get. you to mesmerize, drink the blood of your prey, you first need to mesmerize them to lead them out of sight from others. Your mesmerized level must be equal or higher than the citizen's resistance.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
No, I don't think so.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
No, you got to be very careful in this game. Because on all accounts, if you start killing people, you start getting hunters coming after you far more often. On the DLC, I was trying to remember in the last episode, the first episode, was the Hunter's Heirlooms, which is the only DLC available right now. As they get added, I will add them in, if that's possible. Not actually causing a corruption in the save game, which is very, it can happen quite a lot.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go, but no famished hunter can run for long.
So before, it's also a good idea just to look around, do a bit of exploring. You don't know what you might pick up.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide-and-seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reid. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions first. And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
So, find your office on the second floor. Oh, not just yet. Who's this?
Perhaps I should have considered the offer from that Cadogan fellow.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reid. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reid. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reid. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Just like what I said before in the first episode, the traders, the merchants, aren't who you might think. They're not like the set character. Take a look.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reid. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
I couldn't agree more. So we've got... grease, screw, lead stick, tiny common handle part, 2 springs. That's what we've got ourselves. We've got 12 shotgun rounds. No, wait, yeah, that's 3 shillings each. Got 74 shillings. 315. Milton's own shotgun. Double-barreled shotgun possessed by Milton Hooks. Probably obtained as payment from a soldier. Bullet 1 shilling each, so we've got 2 of those. Common handle part, 32 shillings, wow. Common trigger part. Tiny common handle part, 32 shillings. Aluminium, we've got some aluminium powder ourselves. Glass vial. I've got 5 aluminium shards. And 13 aluminium powder. Tin screws. Tin grease. Aluminium powder. Got a great deal. That's probably the main thing, about 315 shillings.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
That's weird, so you can't go back out of trade and back into the conversation, you've got to go right back out. That's weird.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is alright? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. An investigation. Does he want a medical check, I wonder?
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm fine, Doc. Physically, at least. but I would give everything to be in a better place right now.
Alright.
Goodbye, Milton.
Nothing around here. Doesn't look much better than the trenches during World War I as it is. Take a minute, some up. Never turn the garden of Gunley, but enter the backyard garden. 1,220 experience.
If Pembroke is still standing after this epidemic, there's good reason to be proud.
Don't mind me. Just looting the place.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett's. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Oh, she's hiding something. You know what the situation is, we're getting, well, wet, basically, 'cause it's raining.
Do you require medical assistance, nurse?
Thank you for your concern, but I'm fine.
Okay.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Gain 10 experience just for having that conversation. That's what I've heard about this game. You gain more experience through conversation rather than actual combat. Dr. Tippett. Some word within.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reid has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
Hmm. 3 questions and 3 hints required. So yeah, there's something going on there, isn't there?
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more, unto the breach.
You've nothing to prove, Dr. Tippets, to anybody. And we all praise your experience. Please, have some rest.
I am perfectly fine, and I am not too old for this job.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office down again.
That. I've got a hint there. Hint required there as well. So I've got 3 hints there. Well, the situations I don't really bothered.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippets.
Alright, so I'll look around. Quite right. So box flushing it is. Small bottle.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
You are going to reveal all your secrets to me.
My blood and soul. They belong to you now.
The life running in your veins. This dead flesh needs it.
Oh, please spare me, Dark Queen. Spare your obedient slave.
What the devil? What's this?
Damn.
Volleys of Gallic and wooden stairs. How would that be here?
It's here again.
1,305 reputation. 1,305 experience. Oh, it's the
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reid, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss HOCKROFT.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the dockers' trade union. The wet boot boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Damn. The pain. It's here again.
So it smells addiction to blood. Harriet. No. Wait a minute.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
I wasted too much energy for so little result.
That's a bit sort of vampirish.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reid, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met THELMA HOWCROFT.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reid, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Was that the name he just said about? Thelma HOCKS? Yeah, he did, didn't he? Addiction to blood. Looks like a vampire to me, but sounds half dead, but...
Do you require my services, Miss HOWCROFT?
I have no need for your medicine, Dr. Reid. Blood is the only drug I need.
So I've got 2 questions locked by a hint.
Who are you really, Miss HOWCROFT? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, it was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Details. 1,000 experience for feeding on her. Don't think I want to do that. She's got social circle, she's got 1. Mesmerize level is 2. I only got 1, so I couldn't mesmerize even if I wanted to. Yeah, I don't want to feed on people. Claycox 500, which we met. Yeah, that's the one on the near the side of the canal. Well, these two have got some sort of connection. Yeah.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss HOWCROFT?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
So we have a hint.
And why do you believe you...
I don't need to believe it.
Sorry. Describe how you feel. We've got a hint there, but... Let's go back. We've got a hint already. Yeah.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss HOWCROFT?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal, but do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Wrong target, new investigation. Okay.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure, but I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The garden. The back garden again.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
So we have two hints unlocked with her. 1,320 experience. So I think we'll have a look at this back garden first.
I wonder why the goslings came here in the first place.
Because he lost his wallet there, this MILTON. And she says there's enemies back there. Yeah, we've got the stake and we've got the machete. That is an upgraded machete? Yeah, level 2. That's level 1.
Nice little last
Where's this back garden? There's all these sort of people wandering around, and these sort of people are supposed to be like doing your harm, but all the doors seem to be wide open. So I've got a witch over there. It's the backyard garden.
Thelma HOWCROFT said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
The dead seem peaceful and lost at the same time.
So what exactly? This is part of the hospital, this isn't the morgue.
I'm sorry you ended up on my plain and cold medical bench, sir. I understand you must be very angry about this unfair situation. I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife. I hope that might help.
How are you getting there? That was clever. Your city needs you. Volunteers make the difference. I don't want any more conversation. I'll have a look at this, where his garden is. Junk and 2 screws. Hospital flow. So that's hospital again. Grease and 2 more screws. Nope, nothing there. somebody moving around in there? Public notice. Public notice. Prevent influenza Spanish. Cover each cough when sneeze with handkerchief. Walk to work. Do not spit. Drink from your own cup. Avoid crowds. If taken ill, go to bed and send for a doctor. To make a mask, take a piece of ordinary cheesecloth, 8 by 16 inches. Fold it to make 8 by 8 inches. Next, fold this to make 8 by 4. The cords about 10 inches long, and at each corner apply over mouth and nose as shown in the picture. Issued by the LLC Board of Health. Got something in there. It's flashing, but let's see. Can I get? No, yeah. So what is this? That's unlocked. Well, that's not a garden.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Ah, we have one here. At least one. Over there. Take this one out first. Does actually regenerate as long as it's not aggravated damage. So 1,320 fab. Actually gain more experience by talking to people and killing people. Which is pretty obvious. Well, I say people. I use the term people rather loosely. No, can't get up there. Nothing your character can't do is jump. I don't understand that. Never mind. One thing you have to be careful of not getting killed because you lose all the ammunition. The game steals all the ammunition off you. There's no point trying to hide from this one because he's facing me. Come on in. Come on in, let's have There's nothing more of them around here. That door is wide open, yet they're supposed to be hanging around. Damn it. They're pretty damn tough. Pretty damn tough, are they? Even one of them. Of course, how many? What, level 2, level 3? Yeah, I'm level 3. stick. I'm assuming I've got a workbench in my office. That's weird. I mean, this hospital is wide open. So why don't they come in and attack people? Right, so we've got 2 of them here this time. At least 2 of them. I've probably got more. They are damn tough. Whoa. Don't like a damn coward. I'm not staying there, get attacked. See what level we are. Will it tell me? Yeah. Resistance to firearms, ranged weapons and weapons. Nothing to shadow, not to blood powers. So I could use my blood powers. Dazzle Skull. That's resistant to shadow powers. That's a rogue skull. Level 6. That's level 7. There's 2 of them. At least twice my levels. Good grief. It's not been very nice, is it, this game? I have got like 1330 experience up there to be used, so... Let's get out of it. Well, that's weird. It's almost like they're bound to that area. I know. I'm being a coward. Well, let's hit this one out though. If I can. There we go. Oh, you never even reacted. What's that all about? Which one's he? He's level 6. He's got resistance to that power though. Find a lost wallet in the garden. I wonder if that's what was shining on the floor where I was digging. Any others? Don't like it. Yeah, there is. A photography. That I'm in a photograph. A photograph of a smiling and loving couple with a few words written on the back. Milton and Pippa forever. Photography in a wallet. They mean photograph in a wallet. With a lead plate. Nice. $1,340. All that. And then again. Can I actually gain any experience there? 4 shotgun shells, 6 What was that? I killed them all. It's just like William when he came back from the dead, when we thought he was dead, and then he came back up to life. Or unlife. Who's inside the building? Where are we going? Right, the wrong way. Prune Cadet. Are they the hunters?
It's locked, all right.
So this is a hideout. I don't think I want to be messing with these just yet. I know I took a gang of them out before, but what level are they anyway? Level 11? You're joking.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet, with all the money, and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway, to remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reid.
Ah, Nurse Hawkins.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples, just like you, come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reid. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
That's one hint. So another 3.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reid. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
I don't know about that, but... 114. More than a third there, I suppose. Is it worth spending money though? 2 springs, 2 times 1, blah blah blah. So, yeah. 12 bullets. Is that 5 or 6? Oh right, yeah, of course, 12. Any extra bullets get put into the hideouts, stores. Good resale value, 14 shillings for a nice gold watch. Are you joking? Bottle of alcohol, 4 shillings for a bottle of alcohol. 1 shilling each for 2 bottles. And a bag of high resale value. This item can recycle into components though. Yeah, I think I'll keep all that. Right, let's go on family. Investigation succeeded. 1,510. So I see. So the combat itself might not give you much experience, but or if any at all. But while you're on investigation, right? I think I understand how it works now. You get more experience by combining enemies and an investigation rather than just going off and trying to kill people or whatever they are.
On every street corner. A daily routine.
It's safer here than anywhere else in the East End.
Right, she said the floor. Who's this?
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
A euphemism?
Do you need medical help yourself, nurse?
I'm fine, really. I just need to sleep.
Hints required, hint required, hint required. I've got hints for her.
Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes? Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins. But are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke. But we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Well, that's what seemed right to me.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Deserved what?
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
You must get a hold of yourself, Nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
So I've got a little hint about MILTON. Who is he? Who is that? Where did he just come from?
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Hint. We just got a hint for him and it's not unlocked anything. Ah.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reid.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Goodbye, Milton.
Okay, it's found the office.
If Pembroke is still standing after this epidemic...
Stairs to the left, she said. And those things are hanging around outside. And yet all the doors are open. Share the first floor or the second floor? I said the second floor. Well, this is the first floor. That's the ground floor. And this is the first floor. So the second floor is up here. That's right. Second floor. Oh, that's weird. Is it the side, is it? Maybe? She said left. First floor. That's right. So what's going on here? Find your office on the second floor. This is the second floor, but you can't get in there. It's another... This is the thing about the game's developers don't know the difference between ground floor, first floor and second floor. You got the ground floor, you got first floor, and the labels are all there, first floor. But it says second floor is your office, but it's not there. And that's locked. Yeah, there we go. Look. It says FC2 there. Dr. Swansea.
Not now!
Is he psych? I never even knocked. Weird. cheap gin. A small bottle. What's this? Used hacksaw. Might come in handy. T. Elwood's medical file. T. Elwood. Might be important, I suppose. So that must be the villain. Yeah, Dr. Reid. This isn't the second floor, this is the first floor. Yes, Mr. Developers. Or Ms. Mrs. Mr. and Mrs. Developers, whatever. This is not the first, this is not the second floor, this is the first floor. So find your office on the first floor, that's what you should say. Well, never mind.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes.
Otherwise, William...
Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Alright. Nice. Let's go on the econs. It's a rare opportunity and almost privilege. Yeah, I said I wasn't going to read these out. And there's a little bug here. You can't move your mouse about. You got to go back out. Tap the tab, then you can move about and also scroll it down. So you want to read this, you will have to pause the video. I'll leave it for about 30 seconds. I'll scroll it down. Once I finish reading it myself. Okay, like I said, I'll keep those up for as long as it takes me to read them. If you need to read them a bit longer, then just tap pause on the video. So you can read it at your leisure. So we can't actually use anything here. It's a shame.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
So we should have full ammunition. We can't put bullets back in there, and if you get killed anyway in the game, that's how I've been told, you actually lose all the ammunition. I think I've said that before though. Okay, it's analyze his blood. Okay, crafting. You first need to analyze the components you found to unlock new recipes. Click on the to analyze components. Anything's to analyze. Right, so serums. Light regeneration serum. Regenerate 300 health points instantly, then 150 health points over 15 seconds. So altogether that's 450. We need 1 glass vial, 1 watery sturdy blood sample, 2 ferrous tartrate and 2 sodium hypochlorite solution. We have used a scythe. We've got enough lead rods, but we don't have common handle parts. We've not found any more of those. It's already level 2. Increases damage dealt by 10%. So it's 15 stamina. With that, with the 5 aluminium powder and the 5 aluminium shard, which means all of the aluminium shard I've got, takes them about 2.5 points. Is that really worth it? No, it's not, is it? Get common handle power again. That does 65 points for the damage as opposed to 58 of that. A wooden stick reinforced with a metal edge, destined to crush skulls and bones. A surgical hacksaw able to cut through bone. Two lead plates out of 4, so I've got 4 and I need 2, but again, common handle part. Yep, again, common trigger part, I've only got 1. No, well, never mind. So I've got 2 lead plates, 2 lead sticks and 2 lead rod. High resale value maybe, but I need components, don't I? A half-empty bottle of cheap gin. This one can be recycled into components. So from 3 bottles I get 1 glass vial. That's really weird. Oh, I see. Each one. 2 ferrous tartrate. Ah. So from alcohol you get ferrous tartrate. And I might get 2 springs. I've only got 2. I've got 3 more screws from the I've got 13 already. 3 grease and 11 I've got already. So we'll do that. Two ferrous tartrate. Yeah, I've got no sodium hypochlorite though. Yeah, tiny common handle part. Anything needs a handle, doesn't it?
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Go in here. 5 aluminium powder and 25 more shillings. Got 1,600 experience though. So why do they call them econ? So they're just vampires. Head gig with this onesie. So that's the notes we found. Alright. So we get to spend the 1,600 experience. But what should I spend it on? I think increasing body condition might be a good idea. Science is locked. Biting is, well, that's fine, but don't want to be doing that too often. Increase blood capacity, big thirst. Because it doesn't seem to be able to take a great deal of damage. I mean, those, yeah, they didn't actually. They didn't pose much of a problem in singles. Two of them together, or maybe more than two, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 at once. They could probably pose quite a threat. They already do, so I want to upgrade the character. So that's 400 I've got left. Is there anything else I can upgrade? Oh, tactical. Shadow Veil. I've got defensive unlocked now, I'm level 5. Cost none. Coagulation will block your target's blood in their veins, making them defenseless. Range is close, medium ranged. Blood barrier. You create an invisible barrier absorbing direct damage until it fades or is destroyed. Vampires afraid of suffering damage are familiar with the hardiness ability. This blood ability will protect the vampire from direct damage. Unfortunately, it does not stop me from being grabbed by enemies. You can hit my body, but only if you can catch me. There's no cost to it. Duration is only 5 seconds though. Is it worth it? Well, okay, I've got 600 experience anyway. Only for 5 seconds. Recovery's 30. Seems like it. 5 seconds again. So obviously it must take more damage. Calculation. The vampire will concentrate on the prey's blood, stopping them in their tracks and making them defenseless. It's easy to kill something that can't move. You will block your target's blood in their veins, making them defenseless. 2 seconds control. Ultimate. Rage. Abyss. Blood Cauldron. Shadow Veil. Sprint. You perform a supernatural move to your target and cause damage upon landing. Oh, so that's how you jump then. Does still have enough of that. Cost is 10 blood. Recovery is 10. Now he's only 2 meters. So that is shadow damage? Yeah. Shadow Veil, 500 again. Yeah, I don't think there's anything less than 500. I might be wrong. Oh, that's 1,000. Yeah, they're 1,000. Photography. We've already got that. It's all about healing your character? 300. Blood capacity 5%. Increase your blood capacity. So each one of these. First two is 300. The next one doubles that. Comes after that. Oh, you see. Science. Medical bag. 300. Why do I need serums? I don't understand that. Cartridge bag. 10% more bullets. Increase the number of bullets you can carry. Yeah, and lose if you get killed. Bite. 100% damage. Increase the damage inflicted when using bite in combat. So that's causing more damage. Which one of those is 3? What's the other ones? Fast regeneration, 5% heal. Increase your life regeneration. So we already do heal slightly. I'm thinking hard biting, 100% damage. Increase damage inflicted when biting combat. We'll take that. And that's it. We're level 6. We've got 100 points experience left. Alright, let's go ahead and confirm. No doubt this will actually end this section. We'll start a new day.